to yet another interview at the Mastersclash. I'm sitting here with Michael Udall from 30K. Michael, you are here all the way from the US. What are your impressions so far?
Well, I mean, first off, France is beautiful. I really enjoyed the nature of the scenery. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of a long travel, but I've really enjoyed, getting to know like a lot of friends that I've made over the last year or two, right? Joy, this is our first time meeting. You've been working with 30K. You also work with Mastersclash. So that really more than anything has been my favorite part is, getting to meet my friends. And this is my first time meeting pretty much every single one of my players. So that's definitely been very meaningful for me. So grateful to Mastersclash and everyone for putting this on.
Yeah, as we speak, we know that 30K is in the middle of their winners bracket match, best out of 5 up against the Donuts. So it's a very, very intense match right now, 1-1. How are you looking at this? You've seen a little bit of the Donuts so far. What are your thoughts for them going up against your team?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Donuts are a really powerful team. I was talking to Yasu and Hasu, and they both mentioned that they felt like the Donuts were the scariest team at this tournament, which, we were the #1 seed. I think a lot of teams kind of expected us to be the team to beat. But I don't know. I've been really impressed with the play from kind of all the teams, and especially the Donuts, I feel like have showed up to play. So we're 1-1 right now. I still believe in the team that they'll be able to pull it out. It's going to be a close series. But I mean, even if we do lose this best of 5, there's an opportunity tomorrow to still make it to the finals. So a little bit nervous, but that's because I always get nervous watching the players play. I'm used to being up on stage and having control over if we win or lose. But I don't know, it's been an adjustment to kind of sit in the crowd, and I've really enjoyed being able to just cheer everyone on. And yeah, the Donuts is good, but we got this.
All right, and you're talking about we can also still make our way up to through the loser bracket. You see your chances are good against the Hardos then?
Hasu, Yasu, I know you're a part of 30K. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, it's Freelo. We're going to take you down.
Okay, it's on now, guys. Damn, that's a pretty powerful statement. Yeah, so far we've seen some varieties coming out. How involved are you in the actual drafting and the player development that we are seeing here on the Mastersclash?
Yeah, so as far as Mastersclash goes, I'm not really involved in the playing or the drafting. That's something that it's kind of just the full team going in. TT Porky has also been helping us a little bit. I was a little bit involved in CCL Season 1. I really kind of took a very hands-on approach, trying to help the team. And I don't know, I don't think as an owner that's a good role for me to play, right? I may have the expertise, but I think I should be spending my time on other things that make the org successful, right? I should let the players be the players because, I picked up, in my opinion, the best or one of the best teams at this event because they're so talented, right? And it's I don't need to micromanage them. And yeah, so I really just kind of lay back. I'm their player manager. If they need a Red Bull, a water, a Monster, ibuprofen, that's what I'm here for.
So you're kind of like a nurse and a mama.
Yeah, give them a good little pat on the back. It's okay.
All right. So not so much involved in 30K. We always say empowering the players. So what does the future look like for 30K, actually? We are now here at this event, but what does the future hold?
That is a good question. And if I knew the answer, that would help a lot. But that's
why I asked.
I'm trying to think. I mean, what's next? I think I got to talk a little bit about, what we've been doing to get to the what's next. It's first off, the org has been really hard. It's been something that I've really enjoyed, but in a lot of ways, I think it's pushed me and forced me to, acquire skills and do things that I've never done before. Yeah. And, through that, through a lot of kind of trying and failing, I don't know, it kind of takes a mental toll. And that's something that, I've really enjoyed and been grateful for the opportunity of being able to start 30K. And I'm definitely looking forward to going into 2022 and the end of this year of what we can potentially do with the organization. But it's something where it's it's really hard and it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort. But what's next is the first thing is we have a really good organization team that we've kind of built up over the last couple of months that has really stepped up and helped. We've also been getting involved in tournament organization, throwing some Heroes of the Storm tournaments as well as, ERBS tournaments. We're looking to get into Wildrift, which is League of Legends on the phone. I actually hit Challenger in that, rank 1 Oriana in NA, played in a tournament of it. So, for me personally, like, I'm looking to compete in Wildrift, and we're going to be looking to, pick up and get a team. But we're still, like, very committed to helping rebuild the Heroes of the Storm esports scene. I mean, that's something that's very near and dear to my heart as a, former HGC player that was devastated in the end of 2018. And I've really loved the ability to come to Mastersclash, to be a part of CCL, to, throw and organize HOTS tournaments. And that's something that, even though I may not be as personally involved, Rob Parrish is amazing, and he's like leading our HOTS operations. So it's something where it's like we have a lot of plans to still kind of support and be involved in Heroes of the Storm. But really, at this point, we kind of need to expand into, another game for the org to grow and to become sustainable, which, really at the end of the day, I want the org to make more money than it spends, because that way it can actually live and continue on, right? And then we can throw more HOTS tournaments, and we can support players and empower players, at like other tiers. So that's kind of what's next and what I'm looking forward to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, to me it makes sense, but then again, I'm involved on the other side, and I mean, I think it's the main thing that I see from and hear from players here around us. It's like you being here, Chill Rock from Chilly Mountain being here. You're coming all the way over. It gives players hope. You're both very, very involved in the scene, in the CCL as well, and then you are taking the opportunity and putting in the effort of making your way all the way to France in this. Well, we are still in this COVID situation, and I think that really gives hope to people that so love this scene, this game, and seeing how this game has been growing again, how our crowd has been growing with the CCL, and now that this LAN has improved so much, looking back from 2 years ago. Yeah, it's great seeing all these players come out, and who would have thought, like that we'd be here. So yeah, I'm just really happy that you are.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, and we see that you in this team have a lot of players that are also in your CCL team. So are these players that you are particularly fond of in a way? Are you planning to hang on to them in the next coming seasons? How are you looking towards the CCL with these? With this squad?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with the players we have on our CCL team and Mastersclash team. I think that, so Dino and X-Ray are on both teams. Yeah. And, they're two very high caliber players that, going into CCL Season 2, we drafted into our team. Like, specifically, we actually made a trade to, try and help facilitate that and, get that specific roster. So, what's the future look like? I don't know. Roster stuff, like, it can happen. And really, we want to, speaking about empowering the players, like, I think roster decisions should be something that the players have a say in, right? Like, I am not the one spending, every day practicing with, these teammates. And I think players should have a say in, who they're kind of playing with. So a lot of the question of, like, what's our roster going to be with is, we kind of have our thoughts and opinions of who we think are good players, and what qualities we're kind of looking for, which is, people that communicate well, people that are good human beings, know how to, treat people with respect. But yeah, like, there's, I think, a lot of players in the hot scene that kind of fill that criteria. Obviously, we want them to be really good as well. But, really taking the input of our players is something that we really value at 30K when it comes to those kind of roster decisions. And also keeping them updated along the process, because it's like we've made trades, we've done kind of some more mischievous moves, some would say. But I think that throughout the process of even making the trades, we've been, very transparent with our players. And that's something that, like, I would like to kind of continue moving forward, because, a lot of times if you drop a player, it's because you see a better opportunity. And that doesn't necessarily mean the player you're dropping is, like, bad or no longer good. It's just like, hey, at the end of the day, every team is setting out to try and give themselves the best chance to win. And, like, making roster changes helps do that. So,
yeah, absolutely. I just said it myself to I don't even remember who. Competing is also calculating in the chance of losing, and you seem very, very positive about winning the whole Mastersclash with this team. But what if you don't? What are you going to do, and what do you think the team is going to be? What's it going to look like, the situation?
Well, I mean, first off, I'm proud of our team. You know, the fact that they qualified first seed going into this LAN, you know, they're currently in the, if they win this match, they're going to be in the winners finals. Like, I think they've shown and proven that they are one of the best teams that's been competing in Mastersclash, whether they get first or not, right? Like, I think they're in the conversation of one of the best teams, and obviously I want them to try and win, and, you know, more than I want to win, they want to win. But, you know, I want them to know I'm proud of them. Even if they, you know, get to the finals, get third place, like, I'm proud of the hard work they've put in, because, you know, there were certain times where the team wasn't playing as well and they were kind of able to like rebound and bring it back. Honestly, things were looking a bit dicey like a month and a half ago. Like, the team was just kind of in a rocky spot, and they were able to kind of bond and bring it back together. But if we do end up losing, like, what does it look like? I mean, first off, what's, you know, the future of Mastersclash look like, right? Because if there's going to be another event, that definitely is something where I think we'd be looking at potentially getting a team. I mean, it kind of depend on who we get, but is it this specific roster, all 5, or maybe tweaked up a little bit? I'm not really sure, but you know, either way, I think we'll probably have some of the core members definitely on that team if we do end up picking it up.
All right, so you are then also looking at coming back potentially to France?
Maybe. I can't give you a firm answer on that one. You know, we'll see what the ticket prices are like for the flights.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that is that's a costly thing.
Well, it's kind of, during COVID, I was able to get a bit of a cheaper flight, right, which was nice to maybe help me be able to come out here. But yeah, I've loved the opportunity. An excuse to come to Paris for the first time is something that I will always be grateful for. Like, I went to the Louvre yesterday and the Eiffel Tower. We were doing some photo shoots with the players, and France is just gorgeous. So I definitely next year, even if I don't end up coming, it'll definitely be something that I consider and I think about.
Yeah, well, that would be all for from me for you. Anything else that you would like to add, Michael, yourself?
A couple of final thoughts. First off, just want to express how grateful I am, again, to Mastersclash, to you, Joik, for, you know, helping put this on, create this experience, not only for me, not only for the fans, but for the players, right? At the end of the day, like, coming to a LAN, being able to compete up on stage, you know, feeling the energy of the crowd is something unique and special. And, you know, I know a lot of the players, this is their first LAN, and it's awesome that we're creating these opportunities for these players. So just really grateful to everyone involved. And then, you know, signing thoughts, drink water and go outside. It'll help make you feel better. That's it. That's my final thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you, Michael, for your time.
Thank you.
And yeah, guys, keep on enjoying all this Mastersclash content. If you want a bit of a bigger backstage scoop, then be sure to tune in to my Twitter, which is @xjoyk, or my Instagram, which you can also find on my Twitter.